Okay, boys. So while I was in my bed last night, I got one of those video ideas. So I'm going to be doing a comparison on arc dinosaurs and animals compared with their real life counterparts. I'm thinking of doing pretty much all of the animals on the island map and some that are actually only the ones that are actually existent, not like the wyverns and stuff. So I'm gonna be starting off with like the bigger ones, like Brontosaurus and the T-Rexes, stuff like that. So I'm also gonna be rating which one's like more intimidating, which one's more like more. Oh, I'm at a loss for words. All right, whatever. Let's get right into the comparisons. I'm also going to be using any dinosaurs that I have in my game, comparing it to the real life ones. Any dinosaurs that I don't have on my game, I'm just going to use it from like a different other creator. I'll credit them in the description though. To pop it off, I'm going to start with the T-Rex. Alright, and now for the real life T-Rex. So for that one, I'd have to, if I actually felt the ground like rumbling beneath me with a T-Rex roaring like that as the arc one, I would just sprint away. But if I heard like a low rumbling, I'd assume it was like a parasaur or like anything smaller than it, like a herbivore or something, a passive herbivore. But honestly, with the real life T-Rex, I would actually know that would be. Actually, I wouldn't know that would be a T-Rex because it would sound so low. So I'd assume it would be like a herbivore. But with the like loud roar, it'd be safe to assume that it's like a huge carnivore, like an Allosaurus or Giga or Carcha, anyone's like that. So for this one, I have to give it to the real life one. Next up, we have the Spino. I actually couldn't find any clips of it roaring in the in Arc, so I just had it like level up, and I took a video of the animation of that and what sound it made from that. But if you guys know if it makes like any kind of roar noise, any secret mechanic that does that, let me know in the comments. Right, and now for the real life one. All right, for that one, also, once again, it's like Ark just made their dinosaurs like roar, like Jurassic Park world roar, like actual. It's like, if I just heard, for the real life one, if I just heard like a little, it sounded like in the jungle when you hear at night in Ark, when you hear or maybe it's not night, but some of the birds, sometimes they like, I don't know how to describe it, but it sounds like parakeets when they're arguing. That's what it sounds like. So I'd assume it'd be like some kind of bird in the jungle, not some kind of thing with a sailboat on it, or a sail on it. But yeah, for that one, I have to give it to the real life one. So that's 02 real life. They did all right with the spinal one. It definitely makes it sound more intimidating. I know that they made the T-Rex roar make little dinosaurs poop their pants when they hear that, but pretty cool mechanic. But once again, I have to give it to the real life one. All right, next up is the Giga. I've actually never tamed the Giga before in Arc, so I don't know. I'm gonna be taking this from another creator. Once again, credits are gonna be in the comments or description, but I'll try to find what I can find. And now for the real life. Okay, turn of events, but I feel like I'd have to give that one to the real life one, because like the or not the real life one, the Arc one, but the real life one, that sounds like something in the cave. Like, you seen those videos where it's like, would you rather be stuck in like a cave with an Allosaurus, or like walking underneath a Spino and a conscious Spino? And yeah, I mean, sounds like I'd be stuck in a cave with that thing, but I don't think I would be. But I mean, I know that I've seen a comparison video. I'll probably link it in the comments, but or the description. But I've seen a comparison video of like the real life dinos and the Arc dinos. This video is like loosely inspired by that, but yeah, I know that the Giga and Arc is a lot bigger than the one in real life, so I'm definitely gonna be way more scared of that than a real life Giga. But I mean, that the real life Giga was loud, but the Arc one is bigger or louder. But I know that it's pretty fast and it's pretty big, so I know it's gonna be able to, like, if you like just hear it just very faintly, then you're like, boom, you're dead. But yeah, definitely give that one to the Giga and Arc. So that's 1-2. All right, next up is the Carcharodontosaurus. And now for the real Carcharodontosaurus. Okay, our Carcharodontosaurus, I'm sorry, but if I actually saw that thing spewing blood out of its mouth while it's roaring, I think it's wraps for me. I'm a Taco Bell burrito for that thing. But on the other hand, the real life one, that sounded like I thought it was like a landslide or something, like an avalanche maybe. Like a quiet, like a silent avalanche or landslide, one of the two. But so like it's almost kind of hard to hear it, which makes it like not as scary to hear. But seeing it, like, no, like hearing it and then hearing it and then seeing it, that's a lot more scary than just hearing it and you're dead. But yeah, kudos to the real life one, but the Arc one takes the cake here. All right, next up is the Allosaurus. And now for the real life Allosaurus. Okay, well, the real life one does have this snake hissing sound at the beginning, which makes it already sound like, especially in prehistoric times, since you know there was the Titanoboa, the huge snake. So either you would think it's a Titanoboa, And then after that, that little, I don't even know what that was, but it sounded like, I would think it'd be like a hell pig, like a, was that dino? No, not dino. I don't know what it is, but, yeah, it sound like one of those hell pigs. First a titanium boa and then a hell pig, I'm good. But the arc one too, that's, I have no words for the arc one, but for that I have to give it to the real life one, because I mean, make it sound like two prehistoric beasts in one jaw. So yeah, so is that like 3, 4, I think. Now I think that's it for the carnivores. So I guess we'll go on to the sauropods. All right, I guess we'll go in size from biggest to smallest. So starting off is the Titanosaur. And next up is the real life Titanosaur. Okay, that one has to go to the arc one, because like, dude, those roars and the sounds in the arc one made it sound like there was an earthquake going on as it was like making those sounds. Like, plus if you've ever played the game, I mean, I've never really went up to a Titanosaur, because like you can't really get close with all those UTs, but it's like the earth is like, the whole arc is like shaking whenever you get anywhere close to it, like earthquakes everywhere. That's what it feels like. But but let alone its sounds making that, dude, but at the beginning I had to say that for the real life one, that sound like it was like a beat, it was trying to make a song, but also sound like a submarine, like underwater, or also like mechanical issues going on, like a lawnmower or something towards the end, like midway through. But yeah, well, I'm gonna have to give that one to the arc one, so it's 4-4 now. And next up is the Brontosaurus. Now for the real life Brontosaurus. Now I know that one thing you should always remember when playing Ark is to never accidentally punch a Brontosaurus when you have no other tame around, like a T-Rex or a Spino around. I know that's one of the rules, but I have to say I'm sorry, but the sounds from the Arc Brontosaurus make it sound kind of soft, if I'm maybe honest. But I mean the real life Brontosaurus also sound like an instrument, like a forgot the name of the instrument, but it's like something like the guitar. I forgot what it's called, but sounds like that, but it's a lot deeper though. So both of them honestly weren't that precisely. Both of them weren't that scary. Well, probably because they're both like passive animals, so I know that they don't really just attack you at like on sight. But I have to give it to the real life one because I mean just hearing like a deep guitar, and then the ground starts shaking and you see a long neck hover above you, chewing on some trees above your head. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to deal with that. And next up is the Diplodocus. Now for the real life Diplodocus. Alright, if you've ever dealt with the Diplodocus in Ark, you should know how absolutely annoying these sauropods are. It's like whenever you're like trying to tame a big animal like a Spino or an Allosaurus or whatever, like a T-Rex, and this sucker just comes along and starts pushing you off cliffs, you and your tame, it just gets so stinking annoying. So that sound from Ark really gives me PTSD. But on scariness, I'd have to give it to the the real life one, because the Ark one just sounds so mellow once again, like the Brontosaurus. It's like just this. Even if you see the animation of it trying to like push you, it looks like it just trying to kiss you, like a dog. Like it's just just annoying. But yeah, this one goes to the real life one because I just hate the Diplodocuses in Ark. But and now I think I think that's all the sauropods on the island. So, now next up is for the flyers. And starting off, we're going to be doing the Quetzal Coatlas, my very favorite. Now for the real life Quetzal Coatlas. No questions asked, bro. No questions asked. I don't want to see any questions in the comments at all, dude. There's no comparison, dude. Oh my goodness. The real life one is just gonna send shivers down your spine. Okay. Hearing that thing, I don't know if it's true, but I don't know if they flew in like packs or something, because I know that I know that that they have, was it 35, 40 foot wingspan, so, and they could run at like 20 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour. It's like Usain Bolt speed. Taller than giraffes, absolute sharp neck, absolute sharp beaks, but I don't know if it's a beak, but and if you've seen Jurassic World Rebirth, you would know that the mechanic, I don't know the name of the guy, but when they're trying to get a sample from a Quetzal, you know that they don't chew up their food. You know they're not like a T-Rex. You should know that. They digest you very slowly, so if you ever get into this, if you ever end up in the mouth of one of these things, which you're not because these things don't exist anymore, they're not in our skies, but if you do, you're gonna suffer an insanely slow and brutal death. Okay, kudos to the Arc one, because I've tried taming one, but I can't do it without cheats because it's like there's no tames that can get me up there, except for a Tapejara, and it's pretty hard to hit them too. But actually, I've only ever heard from them it sounds like a ping. It sounds like a beeping sound, but that's the only sound I've ever heard from it. I didn't even know that they roar, so they make that sound, the other sounds. But yeah, has to go to the real life one. So that's 4-6 right now. Next up is the Argentavis. And now for the real life Argentavis. So the real life one just sounds like a woman screaming her lungs out. I mean, I'm a lot more used to the Arc Argentavis, because that's like my 5th animal I tame every single time I play. But I can, it's like a woman screaming out of nowhere from the sky is like scary, but well, I just have to give it to the Arc one, because the Arc one still sounds like I know it's like a giant vulture, because they are related to vultures, distantly or closely related to vultures nowadays, modern day vultures and storks. So I know that since they're related to vultures and Arc, they have whenever they eat like a dead carcass, they get the buff, stamina boost, health boost, damage boost, I'm pretty sure. But I'm still gonna have to give it to the Arc one. So that's 5-4 right now. And next up is the Tapejara. And now for the real life Tapejara. Okay. Well, the Tapejara and Arc isn't. I know it's not aggressive, so it's not as scary, I guess. But the I don't know about the Tapejara in real life though. But uh, well, sheep. The Tapejara and Arc. I was gonna say it sounds like when it's in the air, when you have it tamed and you're flying it in the air, it kind of sounds like the Quetzal, like a pinging sound or like a beeping sound, or not, kind of like that, but it's like a little bit loose. But yeah. So scariness, they're both not really that scary because I know that they both weren't that big, and they both also hunted like fish, scavenged crab and stuff. So yeah, but I think that's gonna do it for today. I know there's a couple more dinos like the terror bird, but also the pteranodon. But if you guys want part 2, let me know in the comments. But yeah, it's gonna do it for today. Hope you all have a great day.